You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Chiro Sushi, Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, California Jam, Move Well University, the Black Diamond Club, Pure Chiro Notes, the Chiro Dex app, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Chiro Spark, Chirogram, Chiropractic Wealth Management, 8 Weeks to Wellness, Integrative Freedom, and Element Mattresses. Let's hustle. Good afternoon, everyone. Jim Chester, your host of Chiro Hustle Podcast. I have Jennifer Trendt. She is live with me from Marietta, Georgia, and she is at Life College. So we're going to talk a little bit about life at Life. And she is a member of the Samurai and Chiro Sushi, the Chiro Sushi family, the Samly. So I'm going to just say thank you to Tristan, Tim, Dan, and Ryan for being sponsors of this episode of the Chiro Hustle live stream. And I just want to give my warm welcome to Jennifer Trendt. How are you today?
I'm good, Jim. How are you?
Things are really well. I'm out here in the Grand Valley of Grand Junction where no one lives on the western side of Colorado. And it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is raining a little bit today.
Yeah, but you got the best peaches in the summer.
Yeah, I actually hear this is like Colorado wine country too for all those wine enthusiasts. But I hear we have a little ways to go to mature into it. So that's nice. All I know.
Yeah, Colorado's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, it's a blessing to be out here, and I know that you're down there in Georgia. What's it like down there right now?
It's about 68 degrees and overcast. We're in kind of our spring mode right now where it's going to be raining for about 25 days straight, but it's steadily warming up and we're not at that humid stage yet. So I'd like a little more sun, but I'll take the warm air.
What season is it down there when everything gets colored in yellow pollen?
It's actually green pollen here. And that's just pollen season. We don't get snow, we get pollen. You can wake up in the morning and you'll go out to your car and you have a half an inch of pollen on your car every day for 2-3 weeks. Yeah. I have in the spring, I buy a seasonal pass at the car wash where you can $19.99 a month. You can go every day for a month, like one time a day. And you pretty much have to. You leave the house, go through the car wash, and then go about your day.
Yeah, I thought that'd give a little humor to it because I was down there one time in Georgia and I just like, what is this yellow stuff everywhere?
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. It's almost like a kind of a pea green, kind of pea yellow green. You're really not sure.
So let's frame up this interview and let's start with the first question. And I think the first question I'd like to ask you as being a chiropractic student, why chiropractic? How did you choose to be in the beautiful profession of chiropractic?
Wow, that's actually, it was serendipity. I'm not sure what else to call it. I missed the filing deadline. I was attending the Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine, and I missed the filing deadline. I had a colon infection, maybe TMI, but I had surgery, so I missed the deadline. And in medical school, you have to wait. You can only apply once a year, and once you're accepted, you start the following year. So I would have to wait until 2008 to apply and be accepted and start in 2009. And I ran into a chiropractor acquaintance of mine at a coffee shop who said, and we were talking about it. He said, well, have you ever thought about chiropractic school? I said, well, oddly enough, I had. And he said, well, have you ever heard of a school called Life West? And I said, oddly enough, that's the school I had looked into years previous. He said, why don't you give him a call and fill out the application? I said, yeah, but you still have to wait till next year. He goes, no, you could start this fall. And this was July of 2007. And so that's what I did. I sent in the application, which were paper applications at that time. And a week later, they called and told me I was accepted and did the interview on the phone with their retired alumni director now. And it was great. So I started that fall.
Yeah, that's a really cool story. And, chiropractors find their way to the path of chiropractic, many different paths of life. But how has the degree and being a student been since you've jumped into chiropractic school? How has that process been treating you?
I think it's probably been, no, not probably, it has definitely been the craziest journey of my life. I expected to go straight through 3.5 years, be done. Didn't happen that way for me. I took a quarter off from Life West, transferred to Palmer West. And got sick again, unfortunately. Found out I was allergic to the medications they had me on. Tried to stay in school, didn't work. Ended up taking 2 years off to recover from that illness and injury, and was ready to come back. And then my best friend passed away from breast cancer, second time. So that really devastated me a lot. So another 2.5 years off. And then I decided I didn't want to go back out west. I wanted to stay someplace closer. Knew I wanted to go to a school that was philosophy based, vitalistic, not mechanistic, which is what I found Palmer West to be. If that's your thing, not saying it just wasn't my thing. So decided on Life U, was accepted, came down, started in the program. Because I'd been out so long, they made me start over. So, which wide-eyed, took a lot of dedication to begin with, because I'd already passed Part 1 boards. I was done with half the program, and I thought I would be transferring in an orientation that I was going to need to start over. Decided that I was going to do it because that's
Well, I don't know if you guys are still watching, but if you guys can see Jennifer, it looks like she might be frozen. So I'm going to continue the interview with her, and hopefully she comes unfrozen.
cool.
We're doing okay. You're frozen there for a second.
Sorry, are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, sorry. So Monday morning, 7:30 a.m., first quarter of chiropractic school, my first class, and I have Dr. Sean Dill, upper cervical chiropractor out of California, teaching my class. And, he has us all raise our hands and says, how many of you think that doctors are, chiropractors of, chiropractors are doctors of the bones? And, I'm one of the ones that raise our hand. He's like, get the bleep out of my room. He goes, we are not doctors of the bones. We are doctors of the nervous system. And he went on and spent his quarter in Philosophy 1 explaining that. And it was an amazing class. And I learned the 33 principles, most of them. I don't know how I did in that class. I think I got a C, but the final was tough. But I realized what chiropractic really was, and it was a great education for me. So when I came to Life U, that's what I was looking for. Life U's been an amazing experience. So I started over. I'm about halfway through. I ran out of financial aid, so I support myself. I started my t-shirt company, and it's how I pay my way through school. Work a couple of quarters, go to school a few credits, work a couple of quarters, go to school.
Well, I think that this is going to be a pretty impactful interview for the things that you just mentioned. We'll touch on them a little bit more in depth as we continue the conversation. But let's reverse a little bit and go back to life. And what is life like at Life? I'd like to just get like your ideas behind what it's like to be down there at Marietta and in the trenches of being a student.
Life is an amazing place. We have a beautiful campus, which I loved because I went to Michigan State University, and we have a phenomenal campus there as an agriculture school. I think it lends itself to believe it or not, just that atmosphere of the beauty of our campus lends itself to the students being closer together. We hang out outside between classes. Really, the beauty of Life. I mean, Life University is a wonderful school. It has its faults like every other college and university in the country. And we can choose to look at the faults, or we can choose to look at the good things. And in my opinion, you kind of have to look at both and I'm more of a realist, but I can still say beyond a shadow of a doubt, I would recommend anybody go to Life University over any other chiropractic school. My other two choices would be Life West or Sherman. It's the people. The student body at Life University is amazing. People help each other out. When I was on my tour at Life, I stopped. I didn't tell anybody I was on a tour. I didn't tell them who it was. I just told them, hey, if you could go to any school, where would you go? And every single person said, man, everyone had something bad to say about the school or something they said they wish they would change. But every one of them said if I had to do it again, I'd come to Life University. And that really spoke volumes to not one person said they'd go somewhere else. And when you see people outside and they're playing hacky sack and they're playing frisbee and they're playing catch, or they're sitting out on the, by the safety pin and they're just hanging out and they're helping each other study. And we've got our Whitey pages, which is a page of over 3,100 students and recent alumni that only students can join as students. No faculty, no staff. We help each other. We buy, we sell, we trade. We're just a group of people who are working through the program together, and we understand the challenges, and we're all there for each other. Good, bad, or indifferent. We don't always get along. Not everybody does, right? But I wouldn't want to be anywhere but Life University. The faculty is incredible. Our techniques that we get to learn at the school are vast. From integrator to activator to extremities to pretty much anything you want to learn. Atlas orthogonal from Dr. Sweat, who created Atlas orthogonal technique. I mean, you're not going to learn from him anywhere else. And he's up into his 80s, almost 90, and he's still teaching students. So I think the education and the opportunities, plus all of the seminars that you get from Brad Glowacki to, Life Vision to John Minardi to all of these different seminars, AMP, and all of these seminars, we have an opportunity in Atlanta because they all come through here, because this really is the hub of Chiropractic Central, because we have the most students in one campus. And that's really a benefit to us as students.
Yeah, it's back to that old idea that there's strength in numbers. And right. I know we're going to touch more on that a little bit down the line in this interview too, about the groups that you interact with and why you've picked to be involved with certain groups. But let's talk a little bit about business. And I'm going to flash up your business information, which is ChiroGearForYou.com and Got Dreams on Facebook and at Level Up Screen Printing on Facebook. Let's talk a little bit about the businesses that you run and how you manage that by going to school when you get a chance to.
Right. So I started at Got Dreams in my second quarter, and I'm wearing one of the shirts. It says Chiropractic, True Health is Ethical. It's in the form of the periodic table. It's my fastest selling shirt ever. It sold out in several hours. It was gone. I didn't realize we had so many chemists in chiropractic who majored in chemistry in undergrad. It was really just to sell a couple of shirts to get some extra money. I knew I'd be running out of financial aid, and it came a lot faster than I thought. So really, it started with 2 shirts, and when I realized it was popular, people really liked it, I started making more and more shirts. From the iconic Tap That Atlas, which is extremely popular, probably my second bestseller, to my long sleeve shirt with a hood that says, it's a t-shirt, a tri-blend that says chiropractic with a map and on the sleeve with these 2 hands to the spine on the back. People love chiropractic gear. Lately, I've been seeing a trend where I've had a lot of docs saying, hey, and students who are in clinic, when they wear the shirts with the spine, they get more comments off of them. And I've had several docs message me or approach me at Dynamic Essentials or other events and saying, hey, can you make more shirts with spines? When I wear them to the gym, I always get new patients. One doc's wife bought one last year at Dynamic Essentials in Sarasota, wore it to the gym on Monday, and had 3 people say, hey, can I get an appointment with you? I really need a chiropractor. And she's like, yeah, I'm a nurse practitioner, but my husband's a chiropractor. And so, and it starts. So people are getting new patients off of these shirts, and that's really what this is intended for. It's to bring awareness to chiropractic, but to realize the number of people who are coming into chiropractic and getting under chiropractic care as a result of seeing a t-shirt is pretty amazing to me. And I still sometimes can't fathom that. It's kind of a shock to me still. And when I see the Got Dream shirts around and the logo, it's kind of still like being outside of my chest. I know a parent says when they see their kid walking around, it's like having their heart walking around outside their chest. It's kind of, my dream is out there, and to hear that people are getting new patients off of this, and people are experiencing it in a different way of healthcare, without drugs or surgery. To me, that's just the amazing part about it. And being able to do that and to help pay my way through school. But because docs are saying this, now I'm kind of taking it to another level of level up screen printing and embroidery, where I'm starting to say, okay, this is a brand, this is a marketing where I can help docs create new patients by giving them branded mobile content. And that mobile content is shirts, and they're not the crappy Gildan shirts that we got in school that were $1.59 that every group hands out for free. I work almost exclusively with next level shirts. So patients wear them, people wear them, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't wear anything but next level anymore. These shirts are so great. They're so comfortable. So when you give your patients a quality shirt that's maybe only $1 or $2 more than what you were giving them with a Gildan, and they wear it more, and you've got 25 people around your town wearing the same shirt, people see that. Or you've got 100 or 300 or 600, depending on how big your practice is. It really makes a difference for the business, and the new patients that are being driven into those businesses is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you're doing something that one of the reasons that I do this show and I do so much content for chiropractic is because I want chiropractic to eventually live outside the four walls of chiropractic.
Right.
And I want the message to become more mainstream. And I think that by having gear out there, like you're saying, people representing the chiropractic brand, not specific group, not a specific organization, but it actually a chiropractic message. I think that that's really powerful. And I think that people are going to learn, because of, like you said, the gal wore a shirt and she got opportunities to get new patients. It's good.
Right.
It's good, effective marketing. Today I went and wore my CalJam shirt that said hustle on it to the gym. So every day that we wear some gear that's chiro inspired, we're opening people's eyes to see that there's a message out there that's bigger than Facebook.
Right, much bigger than Facebook. And we're at 8 to 10% utilization on the high side for chiropractic. And as we get more marketing out there, and everybody markets for their office or does some sort of marketing or advertising for their office, but when we can get it out there and really just brand chiropractic in a positive light, I think that's when we'll start to see more of a tide, which is I think where Chiro Hustle comes in. It's where Chiro Sushi comes in. It's where Got Dreams and Level Up Screen Printing and Embroidery comes in. It's really putting chiropractic in a positive light for the masses to see, not just keeping it, like you said, within our four walls or within our university.
Yeah, and if you give me a chance, I want to give a couple shout outs to awesome people that are on this live stream today. Jeff Farnell, can you see that comment there, Jennifer? He goes, Jennifer Trendt is a powerhouse. She is a juggernaut in love with the principle of chiropractic. She is widely loved at DE because she lets nothing stand in her way. She also has an amazing favorite Facebook drummer.
Okay, Jeff, I think you're going to make me cry now. And yes, his son is my favorite Facebook drummer. Yeah, that's sweet, Jeff. Thank you.
There's some love coming from Dr. Jeff. Barb Eaton says, two of my favorite people. We love Barb with her 56-day chiropractic boot camp. She is an amazing supporter of Chiro Hustle. Thank you for everything you do for the profession, Barb. Lily Serrano says, yay, it's Jennifer Trendt. And
that's sweet. Thank you, Lily. And I want to say that Barb Eaton, although she lives in Alaska, she is a Michigander, a true Michigander. So go green, go white.
She's definitely from Michigan. And then we've had Scott Little in on the live feed, and Sean Dill. Sean says, hey guys, Tristan Schaub and Dan Bay are doing a live right now, so I gotta go. They're talking about how to get more. They're talking about how to get more new patients.
Oh, well, he should have stayed then. We can have him get some of my shirts. That's funny. Actually, they're doing their interview at the same time. However, Tristan is wearing one of my shirts. He's wearing the Purple Principled shirt on his interview today. So Got Dreams is everywhere.
See, and that's just it, is we all have this concentrated effort to brand and to give more good content for chiropractors. And I think that when you talk about what Tristan and Sushi are doing and Samurai is doing and Hustle is doing and Got Dreams is doing, we're all on a concentrated effort to get more awareness for the chiropractic message.
Right.
And it's not so much loud and proud anymore. It's consistent and effective.
Right, and that's one of the things I learned from one of our Chiro Sushi Samurai mentors, is Dr. Ed Osborne, was consistency. It takes 3 months of having your message out there before people are going to buy into your message. If they see your shirt once and then they see a shirt out there again, and then they see it a couple more times, it takes about 3 months of consistent messaging for them to want to act on that and purchase it or buy into it or give you a call. Sometimes, not always. Some people are ready to make the jump right away. Some people, it takes them a little more. But if they consistently, you have shirts and they consistently see and get a new patient appointment.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Chiro Sushi, Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, California Jam, Move Well University, the Black Diamond Club, Pure Chiro Notes, the Chiro Dex app, Dr. Alok Trivedi, Chiro Spark, Chirogram, Chiropractic Wealth Management, 8 Weeks to Wellness, Integrative Freedom, and Element Mattresses. Let's hustle.
Yeah, that's some of the advice actually I gave to Dr. Scott Little when he moved from Indiana to Woodland Park, Colorado. I was like, dude, just start getting consistent with your message. Post as much as you can that people will allow you in your local community. Become the go-to source for chiropractic information.
Right.
And now he's just picking patients up left and right because he's so consistent with his message.
Right.
Now he started a podcast and he's following these success principles, and he's going to get more momentum going for himself as a practitioner because consistency is really what sells. And something he loves to say, is first, I told him this a while back, but first you have to think about yourself as a media company and then a chiropractor. And not to say that that's to misconstrue what a chiropractor is, but to be in a marketing positioning, you have to think of yourself as a media company because you have everything at your hands and fingertips right now.
Right. And you're absolutely right. And that's what Tristan Schaub teaches in Chiro Sushi and the Chiro Sushi Samurai. If you're not in the Chiro Sushi Samurai, I'm just going to say, why? Why not? Why aren't you there? Yes, Chiro Sushi Samurai, Mentor Up. That's one of our shirts. We'll have a lot more that I'll be making for the Chiro Sushi Summit that you'll be able to purchase there through Chiro Sushi, and we'll have some online stuff. Listen, Tristan's Circle of Life, it's amazing. There are docs in Chiro Sushi Samurai who start using the Circle of Life. And you're like, oh, what's the Circle of Life? I'll get in the Samurai and find out. You've got your monthly fee for students, I think is $47 a month, and I think for docs is $150 a month. But you get, as a doc, at $150 a month, you get 2 free doctor's tickets and 2 free CA tickets, for our staff tickets to the event. So it pretty much pays for your tickets. You're just paying for it out over the course of the year. Plus you get all the content. I mean, the Samurai are getting an exclusive lunch with Ryan Tracy after he speaks at Chiro Sushi. Where else are we going to get a chance to sit down to lunch and listen to Brian Tracy speak? For $47 a month for a student, and it's free to go to the event for students, actually. You put down a deposit, but it's actually free to go to the event for students, where you're going to get to hear J.P. Spears, Brian Tracy, Tom Bilyeu, Coot Blackson, Davin Michaels, Pam Jarboe, all these people, Barbara Eaton, Mary Lucas Flannery, for free. And in Vegas at that, with a great room rate, so you can go and party in Vegas on our summer break and hear some amazing speakers and learn some great business principles while you're at it.
Well, the other aspect of that today is I watched Dr. Ed Osborne's his Facebook Live, and he was talking about producers. And, you also have access to producers. You have access to Ed. You have access to Dan Bay. You have access to me. You have access to Tristan. You have access to Barb. You have access to some of the best people out there that are producing for chiropractic and have us as a resource. I think that's a part of being in the Samurai that might get overlooked sometimes, is you do have access to all of us.
Yeah, we do. We have access. I mean, I can send Barb an email and say, hey, what do you think about this? And she responds pretty quickly. I can do the same for you or Tristan or Ed, or, there's so many amazing people that are mentors. I'm going to give a shout out to Tracy Olson, who is a chiropractor in Marietta, Georgia. She's amazing. She's our technique mentor. in there. So you get unfettered access to her by email, or, she'll set up a time to talk to you if you need to, if you have questions about technique or you've got a tough case and you're like, man, is there something I can do different? Is she going to take your call or do that if you just kind of email her and you're not in Samurai? Maybe, if she knows you, if you were a former student, maybe, but probably not, because she's pretty busy. And she's an amazing doc, but you get access to her and every different area of chiropractic, be it business, technique, philosophy. You've got somebody in there that you can pick their brains and have access to, or you can just put the question on the page and, a question on the page, and within a couple of hours, you're going to have all these mentors, different people saying, hey, what about this? Did you consider this? Think about this. That's the amazing thing about it.
Yeah, and I don't want to be known long-term for being like the screening guru, but if you guys have questions about screenings, I can raise my hand and I can help you guys. I can help you guys with that type of information as well. So it's just chock full of resources. And I think that's what we bring on a big level to the Chiro Sushi Summit. And them being a sponsor of the Chiro Hustle, it's easy for us to marry this conversation together, because the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is groups, like Facebook groups. I know you get a lot of support from DE based on Dr. Jeff's comment, and you get a lot of support from Sushi. How do you pick the groups that you get involved with, and how does that help you with your momentum as a student?
It's funny. Because of the T-shirts, I kind of mix with a lot of people, different groups. I go to the Alabama State Chiropractic Association in May. New Beginnings I've been to, Lyceum at Sherman College, Life Vision at Life University, Chiro Sushi. I've been to the Wave at Life West, Tennessee State Chiropractic Association. I made their T-shirts that they sold. Their branded T-shirts last year for their event. I've been to Mile High. So the people I pick are the people that I really resonate with. I resonate with the principle of chiropractic. Sean Dill did an amazing job teaching the principle. They called us Dill heads. Anybody who followed him, that's where the term came from at Life West. That's where it was created, was Dill heads. And I'm okay with that. I'm still okay with that. It's okay. Everybody, at Life University, they're Coke heads, because Dr. David Koch is our philosophy instructor there. But really, I know, right?
I love the humor. I love the humor.
Well, we were going to make a shirt at one point, and I had his permission to say he was going to say, sometimes it's okay to be a Coke head. We never got around to making that shirt, but I still think it would do well. But it's those things of, Dynamic Essentials is far and away, they are my biggest supporters. They, in words of encouragement, in sales of T-shirts, in principle, in the people at Dynamic Essentials are amazing, from Dawn Tobin to Peter and Tracy Amlinger to Steve and Tammy Judson, Brian and Rachel Lieberman. They sorry guys, Tristan's comment here is funny.
I could barely talk. Yeah,
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, you have these amazing people, Pat and Patty, and I'm losing their last name, but they're from Michigan. You get so many amazing people that you get exposed to there, and that are just amazing speakers of the principle. And then you've got Chiro Sushi and Tristan Schaub, who has honestly the most brilliant, quickest, most brilliant and amazing mind. He catches on to things quickly. He reads into things. He can read people. He's very good at understanding business as well as the principle. He's very into the principle. He grew up as a third generation. I think, when he goes to school, he'll be a third generation chiropractor. So he grew up in a chiropractic family. And you get these people, and Dan Golden, who's been retired, I think, for a decade, but practiced for 40-some years, and Tristan's dad, who still practices and is this amazing doc, in Mile High. How can you not love Danny Knowles, Danny and Will? How can you not love them? And you get to meet the people at Sherman, Eddie Cordero and his beautiful wife, who is just an amazing woman in her own right, an entomologist, and then you've got, Neil and Randy Cohen. It's just really, I've gotten to the point, and let's face it, I'm going to be 48 this year. and I'm still plugging away, and it might take me time. It's like it doesn't matter how slow you go, eventually you're going to get there. It's like the rabbit and the hare. And unfortunately, I think I'm kind of the rabbit and the turtle. I think I'm kind of the tortoise at this point. Eventually I'll get there. But the people I'm aligning with and the people that I look up to and the people that I hang around the most are the people who are either there or headed there or are really powerhouses and want to be powerful in their life. And that's not to say I haven't made mistakes, that I'm not making mistakes now. It's not to say I'm perfect, far from it, but not by any means. But having the right people to look up to and to move forward with, I think is important. It's important for every student. I would love to see Life University come and be a sponsor of Chiro Sushi, along with, we already have a sponsor, Sherman and Life West. I would love to have the three vitalistic schools be there, and that's something I'd, love to talk to our president about coming and being a sponsor, because I think it works well. And honestly, at Life West right now, or I'm sorry, at Life University, we have Janice Hughes, who's an amazing woman, chiropractor, an amazing businesswoman, and they've brought her on board to teach our capstone classes, or to be in charge bringing in the speakers for our three business capstone classes that we have to do. And who'd she bring in? A Chiro Sushi samurai, none other than the president of Chiro Sushi, Dr. Ryan Bones, who is teaching our second capstone course, who is an amazing brain to learn with. So, Chiro Sushi is really out there a lot more than it's not, we're not new anymore. Chiro Sushi is not new anymore. It's making a difference. Chiro Hustle, people are out there, people are seeing it. And chiropractic in itself is a brand, and we're a positive brand, and we're changing people's lives for the better without drugs or surgery. And I think that's the amazing thing. And those are the people that I want to continue to be aligned with as we move forward.
That's awesome. And, let me ask you a hard question, because when you're talking about Tristan, he's one of the only people that can ask me hard questions I really have to think about. Like I have
okay.
I have to put the notebook out and start scripting some things so I can get a good answer for that guy, because he's so keen and he asks me questions that's hard for me to answer. So I like that he challenges me. So I'm going to challenge you with the question. When does Jennifer Trendt finish school and become a DC?
Oh, the sooner the better. But honestly, wow, you really had to hold on. My notebook's right here. Let me start scripting out my answer. At this point, I'm going to say, for me, it's all about funding. It's all about having the funding to pay for school, and I'm working my way through, and I know a lot of people admire that. It's not by choice. I ran out of financial aid. I hit that maximum limit because I did have to program out west. And then when I came here, and I ran out halfway through. And so the funding just isn't there for me. And that's okay. It's taken me a long time. It's definitely a lesson in humility, and definitely a lesson in humility. It's never been about grades. It's not about grades. School comes easy for me. And I don't mean to be glib about that. Academics have just never been difficult for me. I don't focus on academics when I'm in school. I'm okay with getting C's and B's because I like to focus. I know there's so much to learn about chiropractic, just like in any professional school. 80% of what you need to learn to be a chiropractor, a medical doctor, a lawyer, a psychiatrist, 80% of what you need to learn to be great at that, you're learning outside of those school walls. They give us the required stuff, the minimums that we have to have to become great, to get the ticket to go to the game and actually play in that profession. And so, it's okay, and that's part of the reason I'm starting to level up screen printing. One, I see more of a need for branding and marketing for chiropractors. And two, I think having an actual shop and having a shop requires investors. And I'm looking at investors right now of who to bring on board to be an investor, who wants to be an investor and partner with me in the business, to bring that out there so I can get through school and get through faster. I'm hoping to go back next quarter. At this point, it doesn't look like it. We're getting awfully close. This is kind of the dead time of year for chiropractic events. So there's not a whole lot of sales going on. So kind of from, the end of fall to the beginning of spring, that kind of 3 to 6 months can be pretty difficult. So it's just faith. I just have to keep having faith, and I would like to be done by the time I'm 50 or before my 51st birthday. Let's see. I don't know if it'll drag out that long. I hope not. but whenever it happens, it's going to happen, and I'm going to have the tools ready to take off running. Between Chiro Sushi and Mark Swerdlick at Mind Virus and Brad Glowacki, all these different things and all the amazing mentors in the Samurai, I'm going to have the tools ready and waiting for me to be able to go out and blast off, as you like to say.
Well, one of the things that I would like to touch on is one of the most dear chiropractors out there with a gentle soul and a kind word always is Tim McFadden. And he says, I was 48 when I graduated. You'll make it, keep going. And I think that's a huge spot of encouragement from a man like Tim, because he's always lifting people up. And he's always looking to encourage. So take his words with the advice. And Tristan says, and she has the best shirts. And
thank you. It's true, I do. I mean, totally not biased or anything, but it's true, I do.
And then we have Scott Little says, Chiro Sushi and Chiro Hustle are part of my daily experience. So I can't say enough about the support.
Go ahead.
No, I can't say enough about the support that people have for what we're doing as the Samurai, as the Sushi, as the Hustle, as all of the groups of people that support us. It's just amazing how interactive we've all become with each other, and Barb Eaton and Dan Bay, Sean Dill. And if you guys didn't know, Sean Dill is a massive supporter of Chiro Hustle too. They're one of our sponsors. So check out Sean Dill's Black Diamond Club. If you guys aren't in that can teach you how to level up with business as well. It's just we have such a concentration of genius right now that are all pushing in the same direction that it's almost impossible for us to not take, a forward momentum, like they say at the Rhino coaching with Fred Schofield, mochichu, moving forward without hesitation. Right. And I think that's what we're all doing, is moving forward without hesitation now. But now we all have a system and a strategy and a blueprint that we're all following.
Right. And I like what Kat Sir said earlier. Now, I don't know Kat, but I saw a comment pop up and then go away that she had said in hashtag relationship capital. And honestly, that's really what it's about, is building relationships and building networks and teams of people who all with the same focus and the same vision, so that we go out and we all have our own businesses, and we're working in our own businesses and promoting our businesses and finding ways to make money in chiropractic and out of chiropractic. Give, love, serve, out of your own abundance, expecting nothing in return. That's classic Dr. Sid Williams. He founded not only Life University, but also Life Chiropractic College West, right? It was Life Chiropractic College at the time, and now we're Life University. So, that's just something that's extremely important. But we do it because we love to serve people, and we're trying to serve more people and serve them with chiropractic and with the chiropractic principle, and help them, so that they know that the healthcare isn't just about drugs and surgery. Their body was created to heal in an amazing way.
And with that, we have Nicole Cowley on the line with us with Chiro Social Tech. And they do an amazing job of teaching people how to leverage social media and how to become experts in their marketplace, and really how to manage some business principles when it comes to online presence, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Pinterest, whether it's Instagram, whatever social platform there is. Nicole can teach you how to leverage that better. So if you guys are interested in getting some more influence on social media, reach out to Chiro Social Tech, Nicole Cowley. She's a powerhouse as well.
She's awesome. Hey, did you notice that sun that I said I'd want more of just came out, kind of shining? You look like an angel. Just want y'all to notice that. It's cleared up for about 5 minutes, probably.
It's definitely the lighting has definitely changed.
Yes.
So I know we're coming up on the end of our interview session with you today, and I know it's been some time coming for us to be able to have a chit chat and to showcase what you do and who you are. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to touch on today?
What's my favorite part about chiropractic?
What is your favorite part about chiropractic?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Jim. That's a great question. Oh, I can't wait to party with you in Vegas again. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope everybody stays over and flies out Monday so they can hang out with us on Sunday like last year. We had a ball. But what happens in Vegas definitely stays in Vegas. You know, my favorite part about chiropractic, honestly, is touching back on one of the things Dr. Shondale taught us is the neurology. You know, chiropractic is neurology and neurology is chiropractic. You know, when you deliver that specific adjustment at the right time, you know, to the right vertebra, and you increase that person's. I know, Nicole, you love to party. Yeah, I think she was there with us. You know, when you give that adjustment in the timing, in the right time in that person's life, and they're there, and you really believe they're there because it's the time, you know, they were meant to be there, and they're as the healing. The neurology of it is what I absolutely love about it, and learning about the neurology of it. And you know, I've done probably about 600 or 700 hours of training in functional neurology. You know, functionalneurologycenters.com, you know, Brandon Brock and Datis Karazian have an amazing program. And then, you know, BTB, you know, they're doing other seminars now. It's just an amazing place to learn. And it's not that you have to do functional neurology. You can just adjust, but just knowing that neurology and having that having that in the tool bag to really understand it. You know, there are chiropractors who say, you know, we don't treat symptoms, we adjust, you know, adjust it, and innate is going to take care of it. And to an extent, I truly do believe that. But when there are times to know, I mean, one of the biggest things they teach us in school is you have to know when to refer out, when not to adjust, and when to refer out. And that's part of the diagnosis and the clinical aspect of it. And so for me, that's the fun part, right? The adjusting, you know, it's hard to learn. You need to learn it. You know, they say you can teach a monkey to adjust, or a 5-year-old you can, but to teach them the specificity of adjustment, I think you can teach them to manipulate, but to adjust and adjust in the way they need to be adjusted it's a finesse. It's an art, right? Or the philosophy, science, and art of chiropractic. So I love the science part of it. I absolutely love the philosophy part of it. The art is the fun part to me, to putting it all together. And then, of course, to seeing the patients get well, and seeing innate and, you know, the nervous system really healing a body is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think, you know, as I've learned more about chiropractic, is that I think that chiropractors are more brain doctors as well as neurological doctors, because
right.
the brain's directly attached to the neurological system. It's like
right.
It's like the big part of it, other than the spinal cord. So it's all attached. And I know that people are getting massive
right.
changes with brain injuries and with
right.
you know, addictions and things of that nature that are due to like brain chemistry. And I know that chiropractic adjustments are helping with some of these psychological things, depression, and it's more than a spine game, in my opinion. It's chiropractic is more of a neurological game, but also the next chapter is the brain game. And I think that once we realize that chiropractic adjustments have a direct influence on the full neurological system, including the brain and all organs attached to it, that's when we can really start having a more in-depth conversation to people that it's not, what did you say earlier? It's not about bones.
Right. It's not about bones. And, you know, it's like, you know, Steve Judson said it from the stage at DE, you know, a couple of DEs ago, you know, doing modalities in your office doesn't make you a mixer. What makes you a mixer is when you don't adjust, you know, when you don't correct the subluxation. And you correct the subluxation, and, you know, it really doesn't matter what else you do in your office. You can have other modalities, you can sell supplements or whatever, but you've got to correct the subluxation. You've got to look at the atlas. You got to make sure their atlas is cleared. You know, you need to check them and adjust when needed, right? And if we're not doing that, then we're not really chiropractors. If you're just going in and doing a flying 7, that's a manipulation. You know, that's not an adjustment, a specific chiropractic adjustment. You know, you might as well go be a DO, and please do, because you're not doing our profession any benefits. Okay, that was my little one political statement, but you know, I you know, it's got to be It's got to be a specific adjustment. And then you can do the other stuff. You can do the functional neurology. You can do the testing. You can do the blood work if it's in your scope in your state. You can do, Vox socks, Vox Life. I am a rep for Vox Life. I love the socks. I think they help you, by connecting the proprioceptors in your foot, they help to bring equilibrium to your brainstem. I love that. Will I utilize those in my practice? Yeah, probably. Tracy Olson, our technique mentor, does extremities. She doesn't just adjust the spine or extremities. She's honestly a master of foot adjusting and feet, and is branding herself as that in the Marietta area, in the Atlanta area. If you've got a foot problem, that's who you want to see. If you need cold lasers, she's got the cold lasers. She's gonna show you.
Well, I think Jennifer froze on us again. So if you guys want to learn more about her screen printing business, or how to partner with her on any of the Got Dreams or any of the other projects that she's doing, we'll put the links in the comments below. And I just want to say a special thank you once again to the Chiro Sushi Summit and Chiro Sushi for sponsoring this episode of Chiro Hustle. And I just thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for being a part of what we're doing. We can't do it without you. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been active on this live stream today. And just like Russell Simmons would always say, good night and God bless, but it's afternoon, so keep rocking. And if you're over there in Europe, Lisa Tacky, I'm sure it's probably I don't know what time it is over there. It's probably 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Have a good evening. I'll see you guys.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.